Well, welcome to TrendingSA right here at SABC3, the show that always cheers you up, right? It's a wacky Wednesday. And listen, the timeline has been busy. So I'm here to make sure that we get through the week. 2 more days in the week left. We're going to be looking at the hottest trends, the hottest topics as well. And tonight, the table is looking rather decent, if I may add, starting right over here. My name is Mofi. Some say he is the hottest and the only cup of coffee to have in the morning. And of course, helping me unpack the business of the day, we are hanging out with the Emperor of Umlazi, the Beyonce of vocals, my blade.
Wow, guys. And why are you guys lining me up for such? I am no such.
Would Beyonce agree?
No, I don't know. I'll call her after the show and find out. Jeez, guys.
And taking the throne tonight, she is the king. Her name is Loot.
100% with the crown.
Miss
to match.
Gqeberha
Oh,
2021.
proudly Miss Gqeberha. I mean, look at that. Angles, honey.
Okay, so hang on, guys. Just before we went on air, Times Live tweeted this. ANC Women's League leadership to visit Jacob Zuma in Nkandla.
Wow. What a wow.
Now, I don't know, are they going to be having tea with Msholozi, and what else is going to be going on there? Because I'm just thinking, is Msholozi looking for another wife? Maybe? Is the ANC Women's League, you know, part of the Bakapi, you know, to give him some options on his next move?
Wow. I just want to note on the fact that we haven't even figured out our GBV strategy, and here we are running after a man.
Guys, what you guys just need to understand is that being a pensioner will humble you.
Oh.
That's when your standards as to who can come to your house actually drop. You are just happy that there's a visitor.
So when are we going? When are we going?
When are we going?
All right. Let's bring it back and let's get into our top trends. So if you're still learning how to stretch your stuff and unleash your inner drag, then you better stop, because you are raining on Sivana's parade. This comes after popular actor and TV presenter Siv Ngesi shared a picture of his alter ego persona, Sivana, on his timeline, which sparked a heated debate on social media. Take a look at this. So she looks stunning. Sivana is a 2-month-old, a 2 month and 2 days old, and she's already shooting with high-level brands. Of course, he tweeted this image, so stunning. I'm here for it. Like, look at that. Oh, she's
and
stunning.
this actually was meant to be an occasion, to be celebrated.
Yes.
The visibility of drag culture in popular mainstream media, but it quickly went south. Tweeps chose violence with their comments, and this is what they had to say. John with the far chair said, "This looks progressive, but it's not. It's a quick and easy way to appear supportive without the community whose culture you're using to get anything out of it, except backstage uncredited makeup work."
Oh,
and then this is Musi. What? Wait, Musi Maimane commented. Musi Maimane said, "Sivana, fist bump. The value that I see from this is that you have created awareness in communities where drag culture may not have been fully understood. Wow. You have also created discourse and debate. This is also valuable. This is a journey, and they say it begins with a single step."
Sure.
Mo?
So hang on. Musi Maimane is probably like the only politician who commented on this. And I'm just sitting here thinking, Musi, is there somebody waiting in your closet that we've got to meet? Is there somebody that you want to introduce to us, sir? What's her name?
What's
her name?
Stop it. Zulu Catalyst said, "The issue here is the whole of society. Why does it have to take a cis-het man to be in drag for the culture itself to be recognized and celebrated by mainstream? Society has a tendency of stealing from our community when it's convenient for them."
Sure, so much violence. So to give us some perspective regarding the backlash, we are joined right now by the South African media personality, Siv Ngesi. Good evening, Siv. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, there's no question that over the years we've seen the meteoric rise of the popularity and, of course, the visibility of the drag art form. We talk about mainstream media. Why do you think Sivana's poster in this particular case received so much backlash from the public, but also from the queer community as well?
First of all, I'm an award-winning media personality. But, you're not really.
You better get it.
You know, I just want to start off by saying I expected this. I have been educating myself and the whole community, and I've really been working hard to be able to understand what was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen, and I knew it was coming. I think the issue that they're having is that I have been in drag for exactly 1 month and 3 days, and I'm getting opportunities that many drags haven't received. And I understand where it is, but I wish many of them would take a moment just to give me the benefit of the doubt. I'm busy talking to many brands, big international channels to be able to talk about giving South African drag a platform, and many of them really want to give money and put drag on the spotlight. I don't want to be the leading person. I just want to be a student of this incredible art form that I really want to learn. Yesterday, it was definitely a lot of negativity, but definitely more positivity. Savannah looks flaming hot, and if she was ugly, I don't think there'd be an issue. I don't think there'd be an issue if she was ugly. I don't think there'd be an issue if she was ugly. And I think one thing in me, I come from a sporting background. I don't know if any of you guys come from a sporting background, but I will outwork you every single time, and I'll put all the time and effort, and I'll do what I have to do to get where I need to get to. And I think that's another problem that's...
Siv, you are from the house of Von Teese, ne? And your mother,
Yes,
Khanyile Von Teese, had this to say. She said that you have been a huge supporter of drag, especially in the LGBTQIA community, and you've listened, and you see a big picture, and your connections are actually, and your followers are actually helping. Now, I want to ask you on behalf of everybody else, what is this bigger picture?
The bigger picture is I actually had a brand, a big brand today. We had a pitch with them. We want to do national finding the best drag queen in every single community, down to townships, to Santon, all over the country. We're bringing international drag artists at the end of the year to come to South Africa to be able to perform from drag, from RuPaul Drag Race. Monthly nights in Durban, Joburg, Cape Town. And we're just trying to create this incredible platform. And I really respect drag. Guys, drag is difficult, eh? Drag is really, really difficult. But what's really confused me about this whole thing is that I am a drag artist. It doesn't matter if I've been doing it for a day or 3 days.
Yeah.
I am drag, and I will be doing drag. I'll be jumping on stages, but I understand where they're coming from. But I think a lot of them need to give me the benefit of the doubt, and I'm willing to engage and listen and understand my privilege in this position. But I'm here to stay. She's here to stay.
Thank you so much, Siv, and good luck to Savannah. We expect a lot from you. Carry on doing the great work.
It's coming. It's coming.
So what is it that, as Shakespeare once said, what is in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. I think it's actually safe to say that majority of South Africans do not agree. Twitter was up in arms today after Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa announced a number of name changes for towns, cities and airports in the Eastern Cape. King Williamstown is now officially Qongqe, East London Airport is now King Phalo Airport, and the city of Ityan is now officially Gqeberha. That's right, people. Port Elizabeth is no more, but geez, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel.
Oh, and I saw this coming, ne? Twitter was a mess. Usine Garcia said, anyway, Gqeberha is the Xhosa word for the Barkens River, as well as the Xhosa name for Walmer Township, which is one of the oldest townships in PE. Right. Having an entire city named after a township is a big win for me. Lonwabo had this to say, SA has Vereniging and Van der Berg Park, but Gqeberha, seemingly this is where folks want to draw the line and complain about the difficulty in pronunciation. Okay, guys, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Everything that's been said on Twitter makes sense from both sides. Yeah. As the native of Gqeberha, what do you think?
I think that we are switching the priority list around, right? I understand that there's a need for change and all of that, but with the state that the Eastern Cape is in, you're right, the level of the way the community is, the needs that they need from government, the support, the money being stolen, the corruption, with all of that happening, there's no ways that changing as a name is what's the priority right now when we're in a case where we ran out of coffins not too long ago.
But what about issues of identity? Because we've often spoken about decolonizing our country in many different ways, education, our society. Yeah. So I think we need to ask ourselves the question, if we're serious about decolonizing, are we also considering the cost of it? because there is a cost factor. You've got to change names, you've got to do all these other things. So perhaps there are questions there to be asked about the importance of identity and at what cost.
Mo, I hear both of you, you're coming with very great points, but I just want to speak to the people of Durban right now. Guys, I know there is a temptation, because the joke wrote itself, for you to abbreviate Gqeberha with the first 3 letters of the word. Please, guys, don't do it. It's hilarious, but please, let's be respectful in this moment. And I'm not going to answer.
I cannot believe you.
Let's just not do that. We're not doing that.
Let's just...
Durban, please.
Wow, why don't we just call it GQ, just to be cute, right? Yeah, I'm from GQ, y'all. What it do?
It means something else in Durban. Those first 3 letters on its own. We are not doing that, Durban. Please, Nyantel. Right? So make sure you don't go nowhere. That's how old I am. You remember that moment? Because we'll be right back in a jiffy. And when we come back, we have more trends and topics lined up for you. And later, we get into our Ask Dr. Khanyile virtual consultation in partnership with our besties at Vodacom. See you in a bit. It's up on 3.
Yeah, it's going in. Welcome back to #SA on 3. And we're having all the time in the world trying to get through some of the great stories that have come out today. And I've got to tell you that one particular one that popped up on my timeline is #Titomboweni. Now, I mean, considering the kind of year we've had with all the issues that have come up around, you know, our budget, our coffers as a country, and then you throw in corruption in there and the COVID-19 situation and what that is expected as far as how we spend is concerned, it just creates all types. So we have to get a sense here of what our budget situation is looking like. And I would imagine that some perspective is absolutely great at this point. So we are joined now on TrendingSA Live by Khaya Sithole, who's going to give us a perspective here on Titomboweni's budget speech and really perhaps answer some of the questions that many South Africans have been asking. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you and good evening to the viewers.
I mean, of course, a lot of people have had a lot to say about Titomboweni. In this particular case, he finds himself in the kitchen cooking something completely different, a whole budget speech. What's your take, given everything that we've seen happen in the country in the last while?
Look, I think given just how poor his culinary skills have been known to be, this budget speech actually emerges as one of his better performances. And I think it's a budget that came in the context of a lot of pressures that the state is facing on the question of how to finance the recovery from the pandemic and also how to finance the vaccination program. So I think in relation to those particular questions, the answers that we got were probably the most practical things that we could get from him. And these are the things that we can work with as a country. So I think he probably scored well on that front.
And you had to come for his cooking.
Somebody mentioned cooking, it wasn't me.
So in his speech, the minister mentioned that personal tax income will increase by 5%, which is more than inflation. Gross loan debt will increase from 3.95 trillion in the current fiscal year to 5.2 trillion in 2023 and 24. And he has set aside over 10 billion for the COVID relief fund. What does this actually mean? What does this mean for us normal human beings?
The one number that we can sort of pay more attention to is obviously how much money has been allocated to the vaccination program, because I think in the October budget, for example, a lot of people are asking the question of how much money is going to be made available, because now that enables us to work out whether we can actually afford to buy the vaccines and when we can afford to buy them. So it's a very important number, particularly because a lot of all the other numbers are now actually heavily influenced by the question of whether the country is able to get back to normal activity. And that normal activity hinges on our ability to vaccinate as many citizens as possible. So the 9 billion rand on its own is probably the most important number that came out today, because it gave us some guidance onto what our capacity to afford is. And of course, that will mean a lot more people get vaccinated. That's the one thing. The other one is on the question of personal income tax rates. I've actually been confronting some of the people that work with the minister in that the communication around that was a bit unfortunate. They actually have not increased personal income tax rates. In fact, they've given us tax relief in the sense that if you were paying a particular tax today and if you're earning the same salary tomorrow, you'll actually pay less tax tomorrow. And how that has been facilitated is that the tax system works on a bracket basis. So a person who earns a particular amount gets allocated to a particular tax bracket. So when it then says that I'm adjusting the tax brackets by 5%, it means that somebody who was on the borderline of one particular tax bracket may actually find themselves paying much less tax tomorrow because the bracket moves, but that person doesn't get tracked up because now the answer is, oops, you are now actually earning an amount that falls in the preceding bracket. So you actually off as a taxpayer.
Absolutely. And so many things that we'll still obviously unpack over the next couple of days over the budget speech by Minister Tito Mboweni. So please come back when we make the call, Khaya. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We better tighten our belts and see what's what with what in the coffers.
Isazodliwa imali.
Wow. Have a little faith.
No, I'm telling you guys, Bazo, Uzoman. There are 10 billion already. They are planning on it. What we're going to do right now is that we're going to go to a quick ad break. But after the break, we have Dr. Khanyile in the hizzle. As Dr. Khanyile is going to be in the house. It's brought to you by our friends at Vodacom. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's a pity some of us don't have the moves, but welcome back to Trending SA. Now, we've seen our lives change in unimaginable ways due to COVID-19. I mean, it will take a massive collective effort by government, private sector, business, every one of us as South Africans to really stop the spread of COVID-19.
That's right. Vodacom and Discovery are connecting health to technology through their healthcare platform, Virtual Doctor. Now, talk about a better health for a greater future. So, Virtual Doctor by Vodacom gives you the option to book virtual healthcare professional consultations for COVID screenings and medical advice at the touch of your fingertips and in the comfort and safety of your own home. And just like our next segment, hashtag Ask Dr. Khanyile, in partnership with Vodacom's Everyone Connected campaign. Now, let's see what question Dr. K, the Bay, is answering today.
Good evening, Mzansi. I'm Dr. Khanyile, and welcome to this week's installment of hashtag Ask Dr. Khanyile, which is brought to you by our BFFs at Vodacom. We have asked you guys at home to send us your health-related medical questions, and we have an interesting one from Elizabeth. Let's take a look.
Good day, Dr. Khanyile. I would like to know how possibly all that medication tablets that were administered to fight the virus and also to boost the immune system may have possibly impacted on one's body organs and what it is one can do to better support the full recovery of one's organs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that question. Now, a lot of people may not know about any of the medication that we use to treat COVID-19. Some of the things like dexamethasone, which is a steroid, can cause weight gain, appetite changes, or even bleeding problems. So it's important that you know things like dexamethasone are steroids, which when used for short amounts of time shouldn't cause any problems. But if you need to use it for about more than a week, you can have changes in your appetite or even weight gain. Aspirin is a medication that we use to thin the blood to prevent clotting problems that can be caused by COVID-19. So when you are on this medication, especially if you're sent home with it, you need to be on the lookout for bleeding, anything that changes like headaches or blurry vision, and also tell the people around you that you are taking this medication. Other people may need ventilation, which means you need a machine to support your breathing when you're experiencing COVID-19 symptoms. And that can cause long-term respiratory or lung and breathing problems. So please do take it easy on yourself. And if you have any new problems, please check out your local GP or your local clinic for any questions. And also make sure that you hashtag Ask Dr. Khanyile or use our virtual consultation platform as brought to you by Vodacom. Back to you guys in studio.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khanyile. And remember, you can book your virtual consultation through Vodacom's Virtual Doctor platform to get free medical advice, COVID-19 online assessment, and consultations in the palm of your hands. And you know what else is pretty cool and you might find pretty useful? It's Vodacom's COVID-19 Info Hub. You can catch up on all the ways that Vodacom is keeping health connected for a greater future.
Guys, before we go, did you guys see the hashtag Dr. Zweli Mkhize trending on Twitter? Yeah. Apparently, a long-serving personal assistant and alleged family friend is involved in some corruption scandal involving 82 million rands.
I mean, it's a bit disappointing, to say the least, considering a couple of things. Think of Dr. Zweli Mkhize over the last almost year. He's been one of the most important pillars in this fight against COVID-19 and making sure that we as a nation are updated, bringing the scientists and government together. And then we have to deal with this. And here's the thing. A lot of us as South Africans are losing faith in government when it comes to issues like this, when it comes to issues of corruption. We don't see results, we don't see outcomes. And every time a story like this comes out, guaranteed, people are going to ask questions. We're going to be doubtful.
Guys, for me, I just wish that they established some form. I don't want it to happen because he's been doing so well. Like, we need a connection, whether he signed off on it or he was involved in connecting the deals. But I certainly hope not, because this guy was actually our superhero during lockdown. I just hope, like, it's one of those corruption cases. I'm just hoping, please don't be involved, Dr. Mkhize.
And it's technically round 2, right? Oh. We've been here before. And actually a fave on Twitter was saying at Dumigwebu that the rebrand usually works after you take accountability and show remorse. Otherwise, it'll be a repeat prescription. Zweli Mkhize as ANCTG was implicated in hectic corruption. No accountability, just a rebrand. And now here we go again. Same script, same cast.
And on that musical end. Oh, that was beautiful.
I mean, I've got to say, though, when you look at Dr. Zweli Mkhize, that's the last thing I want to associate him with. I mean, you know, it's like, I'm personally disappointed. I mean, come on, man.
That's why I'm saying more, I'm hoping that he's actually not involved. Like, there are certain politicians where I just don't, like Naledi Pandor, I hope she doesn't get involved in anything like that.
We don't expect that.
We don't expect, you know what I'm saying?
Not you guys
like
having
Mamthandi Modise. I expect her to be Mamthandi. Like, there are certain people, like there are other people where you just go, I knew that one would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this can't be the first time you guys have been let down by a fave. This can't be the first time. You'll be okay.
We can only hope.
We can only
pray.
All right, so we'll keep you posted on how the story unfolds, and it will be interesting to see how the ANC turns this one around ahead of elections.
And just like that, we've concluded another edition of TrendingSA right here on SABC3. Join us again tomorrow for another installment of Connected Family with Olwethu Leshabane, and we also catch up with Usil Lomadube, the one of Scalo Designs, and Jesse Clegg in the house. From us to you, good night, Mzansi. TSA on 3, we'll see you tomorrow.